Hey, board gamers. BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back with season 5 of Gumbo Live. It's episode number 84. Gumbo Live, the #1 Facebook Live talk show dedicated to board gaming. Our special guest tonight, it's Jambalaya time. He's back. Jeremy's here from Punchboard Media and Jambalaya Plays Games and Man vs. Meeple and crowd surfing and Facebook. He's everywhere. He's even on the Dice Tower sometimes. Board Game Gumbo is a proud member of Punchboard Media, and we'll be talking to Jambalaya about games. But check out some of our other fine members like Game All Night, Chris and Dan the bartender, our late night talk show rivals. It's a show about board games. It's a show about beer and relaxed conversation. Plus, they always play a zany game, and Chris has the best set in the business. Check out Game All Night on YouTube. Punchboard Media, where we all bring something to the table. Hit us up on social media tonight at Board Game Gumbo on Twitter or on Facebook, and we'll be looking for your questions in the chat. But enough blather. Let's get right to our special guest. It's Jambalaya, man. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. Thanks so much for having me back. Love that I'm always on the show, man.
You are still one of the most popular guests on the show, and you know why? Because you bring the games, Jambalaya.
Yes, I don't have any. I have a ton. So,
hey, before we get to that, though, what has been going on with Jambalaya? You're everywhere. Man versus Meeple. How did that happen?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I had a transition I was going to go through, and I decided to, just change things up. And I left Board Game Revolution, and I was kind of looking for a home. And I had some really close people that were part of MVM, and one specific person, Kira, and she's a great person. She's kind of helped me out quite a bit navigating this industry since I was a little blogger. And yeah, I felt comfortable with it, and I like the team. So we're a small team, but we work really hard.
You guys do, and y'all do a lot of games. But
really hard.
This year, you and I were trading messages before Gen Con. You and I were talking about how both of us were doing things a little bit differently. I got to talk about it on the show last time, but what about you? What did you do differently at Gen Con this year?
Well, when I was at Gen Con, I had a moment where I realized, like, the last time I had been to Gen Con, I think was 2 years ago. And it was the time that I decided to become a reviewer. Like, right? I literally was like, I want to be a reviewer. And I sold Kingdom of Death Monster, and I spent all that money to go there, and I became a reviewer. And I mean, you're talking about how, like, I've become this, whatever. And honestly, it's because of so many of you people, the fans. I mean, even you, right? And all these publishers and people who have helped me out and tried to open doors for me or relied on me for advice and all kinds of stuff and friendships I created. And I was so used to rat racing around Gen Con all the time.
Sure.
And, like, I did do that, by the way. But about 2 days into it, yeah, like 2 days into it, I was just like, I just want to meet people, say hi to everybody, and tell people thank you. And just like games, I ran out of time because I wanted to say hi to a lot of people.
Yeah, do you remember the day I was trying to chase you down? Like, you were covering games, and I kept running to the booth. And when I would get there, they would go, "Oh no, he's already gone. He's at another booth." Finally, by the third booth, I caught up to you, and I got the picture up here. I caught up to you at Boards and Dice. I love those guys from Boards and Dice, and
I love them.
Justin D. Jacobson was there, and you guys pulled a prank on me.
Oh, man.
Tell a story about the little prank you pulled. What's that?
You gotta watch out for them over there, man. I'm telling you, you gotta watch out for everybody at that Board and Dice booth. Those are my friends. Let me tell you something. They will sneak up stuff on you and try to be cool about it. They're all great at telling deadpan jokes too, so they'll really trick you. But that candy, that nasty, that nasty Polish candy, and it tastes great it tastes pretty good on the outside. But then when you bite the inside, it's just this pepper, this ridiculously hot pepper, and it's bitter, and it's just gross. But I'm so glad you didn't do it. I was like, I can't do this to you. Like,
yeah, take a look. No, this is my face right when I bit into that candy. It was so bad. Oh, no. After that, we took a little better picture because the taste started going away. But boy, that was tough. Hey, it's a live show. We got a couple of people checking in. Anna Maria Jackson Phelps, who's going to be a guest on the show this season, Jeremy.
How about that?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, Anna Marie being a one-upper.
And of course, Steve O'Rourke, the name father who helps us produce the show and has been getting some guests for us. He's going to be helping us out with the game later on, as well as Verla LeBaron, the board game ambassador. She's also going to be playing Just One with us later on, Jeremy.
Oh, hey, let's do it.
Yeah, we're going to be playing that later on. All right. So before we get to the big games, though, I want to talk to you about a project that you've been doing that I've been really excited about. You've been playing games with the dude. Tell us how that got started, man.
Oh, man. So my son, he just turned 7, and there's a little bit of a change in him going on. You know, like it's a 7-year-old. You don't know where they're going to go mentally, you know, but he really kind of started to get into the games with me. So I just kind of encouraged it a little bit more. And he's played games before. He's actually, he played Montana when he was 5 and he almost beat me. But,
wow.
But yeah, he has a different type of mind. So I'm trying to figure out where it's at. But yeah, one day he just was like, I want to play games with you. And like every day for about 3 weeks, he just play about 2 weeks or so. And he kind of just play with me. And we hit it off. And then he's kind of into that YouTube, you know, like YouTube, like all the kids are, like heavy YouTube, you know, pretty much all day if you let him. And he wants to be a YouTube star. So, of course, in true YouTube star fashion, he wanted to try it out behind camera. So I used the opportunity last year to try it out. And that was for Paleolithic.
Right.
And he was really excited about that. And then this summer, I was just like, well, let's just try it live. I'm trying to get myself, you know, a little bit more comfortable with different types of things too.
Yeah,
and it's just a great bond.
Game, remember?
What's that?
What's the name of that? Little snails that went across the tin.
Oh, Snail Sprint. Yeah. Oh, Snail Sprint. Yeah, that's a really fun game. It's a game where, and it's actually like a really good learning game because it has to do with you roll these dice and they match a color or the color or shape, and you're trying to like you're trying to get certain ones to win. Everybody has their own goals of what's going to come in first, second, or third. So you're trying to roll these to kind of make your snail go at a certain pace and not give it away. But, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. And of course, the box has it's a 10. So you actually go up in and around it and stuff and jump over people. I may have it right here, but yeah, it's a really fun little game, and he loved it. He loved it. But yeah, that's a really great game for at least like a 5-year-old. I mean, you just want them to especially teach them colors and shapes. It's great.
BJ Board Game Gumbo, I've got my guest, Jambalaya, Jeremy Howard, and we're talking board games with the dude. And the game that I want to hear from you is a game that from Haba, a company that I really like because I've got little ones that I got to play with, and Valley of the Vikings. Tell me about that game. You got it with you today?
Oh, my goodness. So Valley of the Vikings. You know, this game, now this right here is the German version, okay? It was sold at Gen Con, but I have been tracking this one since it was like announced, I think in March or something like that. And what it is Vikings bowling. What you're doing is it's got this big 4-piece board, and on the board you put these like sticks. There's 4 sticks. The sticks represent the colors of the Vikings, and you are literally taking a ball and hitting it with the stick to knock over these pins of your color, right? Now, on the other side of this board is like a kind of a dock, and you're moving your characters up the dock based on the sticks that you knock down. Now, they can only move one space at a time, so you can kind of time it where somebody would leapfrog the other person, okay? So, yeah, so like let's say somebody puts it in the first spot, then if you were the green player, you'd immediately jump over that person like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then since those 2 people are there, the first person after that would jump 3 spots. So what you're trying to do is decide which one you want to move at a time so that they go a certain way. And then the next player can pick those pins up and put them however they want. So what eventually happens is people start like not hitting that stick over or trying to hit those 3 over. And why are they doing that? Is because the scoring mechanic is built around falling off the dock. So when one person falls off the dock, wherever you are, wherever your color is on the dock, you will score that. So it'll either be coins, it could be stealing somebody else's coins, it could be stealing from everybody's coins. And the cool part about that is that as these tiles keep going off, the person will wash back ashore on the other side, but it keeps going because everybody has to fall off the dock eventually, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. It keeps going until you run out of coins. But the one thing I like about this is that at 2-player, it's still cool because at 2-player, the other colors are still a factor. So like if the red player and the blue player, and you just have green and other guy. If they fall on those spots that match their colors, they'll all steal a coin from you. If so like they can get coins too, and it just really works out. It's not like it's an AI system. It just does like the natural replacement, for what would happen. So you got to kind of strat that out too, which was fun to watch my son try to figure that out and navigate it. But he was just too busy like smacking the thing around.
What's the age range? This is not for the little ones, right?
This has 6. This has 6 to 99. Now this was a Kinderspiel winner, I believe. Yeah, I think this was a Kinderspiel winner. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. I'm gonna tell you right now, Haba is about to really unleash some awesome games. They have a ton of good ones. Honga was another one.
Right.
This one right here, I have Mountains right here, is absolutely amazing. Nobody knows about that one. That's like, have you ever played like, okay, so like this is Goldfish mixed with like co-op, mixed with like it's like semi-cooperative Goldfish, and it's got stamps in it. You can actually stamp your little mountain card and stuff. I'm serious.
I saw this at Gen Con. A lot of people were talking about it at Gen Con.
Seriously, check this game out. It's really cool. And then you got Honga, which was one of my favorite games. I have a review of that on my thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw yours on that.
And they have one coming out later on this year at Essen called Miyabi, which is a tile laying game. And it's different than most tile laying games because it actually scores based on what's on top of the tiles.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a multiplayer mechanic. Check that game out.
Sort of like number 9, where you're trying to get it as high as you can and then score the points.
Sort of like number 9.
Okay.
Sort of. But it actually has like a row and column scoring thing. And then it has a multiplier based on how those things are tied up. So it's got a little bit of, a little bit of everything in there.
Haba is killing it.
That's gonna win. By the way, it's gonna win again too. By the way, it's gonna win another award.
Hey, that's Marshall Wells checking in from the Sinlaw Play Group. A lot of people have been going over there to Alexandria saying, "Hey guys, what's up, Jambalaya?"
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
BJ from Board Game Gumbo. BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here, Jambalaya. I want to talk about a game from our friends at Gray Fox. I'm not sure if you've played this one yet. I know you like Gray Fox games, but have you played After the Empire?
No, I have not. I was contacted a little late in the game. I would have loved to do it, but I did not, unfortunately.
Your loss was my game.
Is that right? Is that right?
I ended up getting the copy from Man vs. Meeple, so I think it was supposed to go to you, but it went to me instead. But hey, I'll take it, man. I'm happy to do that. We had the best time playing this game. I played it at every play count, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Played it with a bunch of different groups, and I even got to play with the iHeart Board Games crew. That's the live broadcasting on Twitch with my buddies Jesse and Melissa and all them. I went over to Baton Rouge and we played it. Me and Sagan from the Southern Board Game Fest. We got a chance to play it. He taught the game. We all played. I didn't do very well, but I did something probably not the smartest thing. I let the chat crew decide some of my big moves. I would just go to the chat and say, and of course, Alex Goldsmith was there, and he's just sabotaging me. Alex is telling me to leave the north wall open, and I got just ravaged. So, yeah, After the Empire, really cool thematic Euro. It takes the worker place mechanic, which I love, and it adds a tower defense, but not a central tower defense like Castle Panic. Each person is Eurifying your own castle, and you're designing it the way you want. You want to go heavy with the hired guns, the mercenaries. You want to go heavy with your own soldiers, putting in buildings, putting in special powers. You do it the way you want to, and then each season, the invaders start coming in. I'm telling you, it's out on Kickstarter right now. If you get a chance, Evan and Ryan, the designers are very active on the Kickstarter page with After the Empire, and it's coming out. Sounds interesting?
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out because I did like the kind of like I just like the little bit of chaos in a game. So like the fact that like, all right, I'm preparing. More than likely, I didn't prepare enough. Here comes the disaster. Like I like that idea, and I was like, Alex, why did you wait? So
it's just got just enough of that chaos to make it not quite a Euro game. They call it a
froze. Let's see here.
Can you hear me, Jeremy?
Okay, I'm here.
BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guest Jambalaya from Jambalaya Plays Games, and we are talking spicy games. Now, one of my favorite designers, because I love Lisboa, is Vital Lacerda. But Eagle Griffin's got another one that you have been playing, Escape Plan. Tell us all about it, Jeremy.
All right, so Escape Plan is a game where it's a Euro game in a sense, but like what it is you are escaping. You got 3 days. Here, let me pull this like this, maybe like that, kind of like holding it weirdly high. Okay, so what you're doing in this game is you are trying to escape. You got 3 days to get all your stuff. You rob the bank. You're trying to run away. You got 3 days. You're trying to get to all your like little stash places. So you're going to different buildings. You're going and picking up stuff that will get you money at the beginning, during the game, or at the end of the game. And what that does is it kind of like messes with your income phase, how much money you get each round if you take it during the game. But you definitely want to have some at the end game, and that's not going to be disclosed to anybody, so nobody will know what you have, why you're going to this place. Now, what happens in the game as you move around this board is you are going to bump into police officers, which will make you more suspicious. It's called notoriety. A lot of this stuff has to do with notoriety. Like if you share the same spots with people, you gain notoriety. If if you're just doing certain stuff that's sort of nefarious, you get notoriety. They even have places where you can go and get like distractions, and you can like make a deal with gang members, and they kind of help distract the cops for you. You go to safe houses and turn in these keys that you gather. You can hire like dudes to do jobs for you, but they're really just signified by cards that give you actions. But the cool part about this one is that as you play the game and you lay out the tiles that make up the map, you actually are making the map with the players. Each round, there are 3 areas on the board where you like basically flip over dispatch cards that kind of say, hey, like this is where the safe house, safe 1 is going to be, exit 1 is going to be, exit 2 is going to be, and then exit 3. You don't know which one is going to be the actual exit for the game. That's why it's called Escape Plan. Sure. And when you get to the last round, when you flip over that card, and so basically you're eliminating options. Each round you're like, all right, well, there's 2 cards out here, so that means the 2 is not the 1. Wait, there's a 1 and a 3 card left. I'm sort of close. But I got to go over here and get this, and I got to go over here and get that. And then we flip it over and we go, oh, it's 3. We got to hit the 3, and it's on the other side of the map. And so what you're doing is like there's tiles that have like helicopter pads. There's subways that you can go through. It's got all kinds of little cool deceptive ways to get around the board. But essentially, you're trying to get out of there first. And if you don't get out of there, you got to pay money. And you still got to worry about getting, fuzzed up by the cops. And yeah, it's just got like a lot of these cool little mechanisms in it. It even has like, if you have the deluxe edition, it has player power specific goals, things like that. It's just got a really slick card system. It's got that little bit of unpredictability, and that notoriety chart is a really good kind of take that mechanism. The higher you go up, players can kind of move cops closer to you, making it harder for you. And you can manipulate that your way to do different stuff too. So it's got a lot going on. It is definitely a medium weight game. It may seem on the lighter end of his games. Okay. But as I play it more and more, I'm like, no, this is a Lacerda game. It's not. Okay. It's not light. It's not light at all. Yeah.
So it's not light, but it sounds more thematic than a lot of his games, Jambalaya.
And you know what? You know what? There's no more thematic game than the Gallerist that he has, and I thought it was the most abstract looking game. But after you get into it for a while, you're like, wow, I feel like I'm selling art. But
I'm the same way with Lisboa. People always say it's not very thematic until you start. If you play it enough, you're going to start realizing, oh, all of these actions actually mean something in comparison to the history of the city. So, I mean, I get that it looks like a big, giant abstract, but it's not really. I mean, there's a lot of thematic elements.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they even made like little painted meeples with motorcycles. All right. But
they try. At least he tried with Escape Plan.
I'm trying to make sure you know about this game. But yeah, it's got some really cool stuff. It's got a weird color palette. It's like got some purples and pinks in here and stuff. It's just got some interesting stuff. But
I think like that's Ian O'Toole, right?
Yeah, this is Ian O'Toole.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got an interesting color palette, and I like that. It's just everything about this game. Once again, it's Eagle Griffin Games, super high quality. There's no question. Sure. You are getting what you pay for. And they take it to the max. I mean, there's just no question. Like, what are we doing here, right? There's no question. It's Eagle Griffin.
And that is Escape Plan from AEG and Vital. I mean, not AEG, Eagle Griffin and from Vital Lacerda. And you've given it a thumbs up, right, Jeremy?
You know what? This is really one of my highest recommended games. I know nobody talks about it a lot. We talk a lot more about these family weight games and things like that usually, right?
Sure.
But the heavy Euros and stuff like that don't always get all the love. But this one right here, definitely a sleeper from earlier this year. So many games come out. Who remembers this one? Right? So, yeah.
BJ from Board Game Gumbo, I've got my guests here, Jambalaya, and we're talking spicy hot games. And the next one on my list that I saw from the list you're talking about is one from AEG, Atelier. Atelier from, what's that? Atelier by designer Nicolas Bonjou. I am curious because it's got all these colors. It's got the palette. It sounds like something out of an artist's workshop. Tell me about this one.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're trying to create you're trying to create 4 masterpieces in Atelier. Oh, that's perfect. You got keep that up there. That's even better than what I'm doing right here. So what you're doing is you have your workers on this board here, and what you're trying to do is gather colors to paint masterpieces, right? The masterpieces are just cards that you have. So they're just cards that you have that you're building, and you're going to have requirements to build them. So you got the different colors, right? But how do you build them? How do you get to that stuff? You see those little piles that you have in that picture right there with the different people? Right. So you can get those. You can get the actual colors, the color pieces. Actually, no, those are the player colors. But you can get the actual paint. They're actually in little piles.
Okay.
And you have to have your little worker guys have area dominance at those spots to get the paint. Yeah. So what you're doing is this. I was like, ooh, this is a little spicy game. So you roll these dice. You chuck a set of dice. You use the die to do certain things. So like a 1-2, you get something. You get to place your paint on here. Let's see, 3, you get to move your students across to gather certain paint areas or move to gather stuff. Then 4, you get to collect paint if you have the most paint in that area at that time. So you would have, let's say you have 2 guys on red and the other guy has 1 guy on red. You get to get some red. Okay, like that kind of thing. Then you have paint, so then you can actually buy these masterpieces and regular ones. And the regular ones don't do much, but they usually have an ability attached to it that you can use once per turn. Or the ones that are masterpieces, of course, are going to be worth more points. But you're trying to get the masterpieces. This one's not a masterpiece, but it has an ability on it. And you're scoring the most points. But the other cool little part here is that the dice, you can also just use them to mitigate some of the luck and stuff. You can gather these little think pieces. They're kind of like wilds that help you out a little bit. But yeah, that's cool. They also has patrons that give you different scoring conditions and stuff like that for end game points. Now, what I try to tell people is that this game, there are a lot of games like this as far as dice drafting, little area dominance stuff. But I just like that little part where you put the students next to the just a pit of, it's basically just a pile of little pips that you have and says, hey, this is the red paint, this is the blue paint, this is the green paint. And you put those students there and you move them around so that you can dominate those areas. That keeps you distracted. And I like that. I like that feeling. It keeps you distracted. Then you're like, all right, well, I'll just manipulate my dice rolls and get some whole bunch of re-rolls and I'll paint on my own. And that forces people to react because they're like, I do not want this guy to make 4 masterpieces before I do. So it just has, it has scoring multipliers. It has all kinds of stuff. Matter of fact, when you do some of these things, they take your workers away. So then you got to get more. All right. So yeah, it's got a lot of little strategy in here. It's only 45 minutes long. I mean, you could play a 2-player game. First time I played it was 2 players, played perfectly fine. Yeah, I remember when I was listening to the rep talk about this and I had 0 interest. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of like it.
You actually got me intrigued. I'm going to check this out at BGG Con. I'm telling you, Atelier looks like something I might like.
I like it. I'm maybe not doing the best job explaining it, but yeah, it just I kind of like this game. I'm gonna play it a couple more times. Of course, you can tell it's not like a world breaker for me, but I like it. It's not going anywhere for a while. I can tell you that. Yeah, it's not going anywhere for a while.
Dugas says he calls for a Jambalaya versus Gumbo cook-off. I don't know about that one.
Oh wow, that's not Captain.
Not happening, Captain.
Nah,
BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I got my guest Jeremy Howard. Jambalaya Plays Games. He's all over the internet, and he's also got some spicy games to talk about. And one of those spicy games you and I have both played, Bunko Verse. Prospero Hall. I got to meet Chris Rowlands over at Gen Con. Carlos and I did an interview with him. You can see it on our blog if you check back and do a little research. So the one I have up right now that's the DC one, but I've also got a couple of others. I've got the Harry Potter, and I've got the Golden Girls too.
Okay. Is this you? This is your stuff?
Yeah, this is all my stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We've played it a couple of times. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, I took home some stuff too. So Funkoverse, so Funko Pop, really good friend of mine, Stephanie. She was doing this thing, and I couldn't believe it when they announced the gaming stuff. I was like, well, I like you, Steph, but this might be a little bit too much for me right now. I'm not a big Funko person at all. Like I was just
Me
like,
neither.
yeah, right.
I don't have a one.
Right. I'm like, I don't even care. Like, what are you talking about? But in good faith, I just said, hey, and she really was big on this, and it was a big reveal, and there was a lot of information right out the gate. So I was like, all right, let's try it out. So I got to Gen Con and went by the booth, and hour later, I was ready to get all the stuff. So that just tells you a lot. So what it really is like, it's basically a skirmish game or King of the Hill or whatever it is. There's 4 different types of games. Capture the flag, and it's on this big board here. So you got this board, and each board will tell you kind of like it's set up for certain stuff. So it'll tell you like, hey, you can play this game on this board, and then the opposite side. And by the way, every pack that you have comes with this stuff. So it's not like you're missing anything.
That's one of the best things I like about it. You can buy the little 2-pack or the 4-pack, and you're in business, Jeremy.
Yeah, you're in business. So because and this is exactly why. So each pack, even if you get a 2-pack, is going to come with the characters, right?
Right.
And it's going to come with the characters, and then you also get a neutral character because you're going to basically need neutral characters in pretty much every game unless you're playing 4-player.
Sure.
And they have like one item in there, so you can even use they have like a gun for Rick and Morty. It's a teleport gun, batarang, and mallet. If you get the bigger one, it has 2 things in it that they can hold as items. So that's pretty cool. And each one of these characters has their own character card. They have like their own abilities, and then they have dice. What you're trying to do is really score points in most of these things. You're scoring points by hitting certain conditions, like knocking people down and kicking them out. Actually, in this game, you chuck dice to knock people down, but you actually have to kick them while they're down. You have to kick them while they're down to actually score points. Or like I said, be in the right area, have the most people alive or whatever. There's kind of like different conditions and whatnot. But what I really like about this game is that it doesn't waste a minute of your time. So when you have a 30-minute game, if you're going to talk to me at a game night and tell me, hey, I want to spend 30 minutes having a good time, or I'd rather just play another Euro, that's an hour and a half, right?
Right.
So like why I could just set up a Euro and play it for an hour and a half. Why do I even want to do all this, right? This game does not waste one moment of your time. As a matter of fact, you would probably end up playing it 2 or 3 times easily. Just don't play it at the end of game night. I did that mistake.
No, it's a good one to start when you're waiting for people to come up and you want to throw a couple of people together. You can teach it in 5 minutes. I mean, it's really simple to teach.
It in 5 minutes.
But there's a lot more depth than I thought, Jeremy.
Yes, there is, because that's the thing. Exactly. This is what we should talk about, because here's an example. So each one of the characters has their own abilities and stuff like that. So let's take Joker, for example. Joker has these kind of area mines. Yeah, there's some area mines that he has, and they're basically his presence, right? So you put the presence out there, and you can have the presence, of course, explode if they step on them, right? But you can also have them where they like explode in like in an area, right? And he basically can trap you into like not going a certain way because he's got these presents out there. Or Batman, Batman has this batarang, he can throw it, and I believe it like hits people adjacently and comes back or something like that. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, there's like, they have these things that all work tactically, and it does put pressure on you. You got to talk it out just a little bit. It's not like I said, it's not a layup. It's not, it doesn't talk down to you. You still have some strategy to it. And then there's a cooldown for your abilities. And they have this track.
So wicked, man.
That's where it gets you, because now you have to pace it out. You're like, all right, if I use this ability, I won't have it for maybe 2 or 3 rounds. Like that was cool and it was OP, but like now you got to work up that, like combo meter in a sense, right? So it's like,
have you tried mixing and matching some of the people? That's been the most fun, putting Harry Potter with the Joker or Blanche with the.
By the way, I don't know why I didn't get the Golden Girls. That just shows you how frazzled I was at Gen Con. I have no idea why I didn't get Golden Girls. I
thought that was hilarious. I was like, wait, and Chris is telling us, and we also did the Golden Girls. By the way, that room they had over there, how you like that room? That was phenomenal.
Yeah,
huh?
and like that was flat out impressive. Like it was just impressive the way that looked, man. Yeah.
Well, I'm giving the Funkoverse 2 thumbs up, and I can't wait to see what's coming out. I told Chris I want to see Cheers versus Gary's Old Town Tavern. That would be my favorite one. Do you have a favorite one that you're looking for?
You know what? No, this kind of stuff is like I said, this Funko stuff is like so over my head that I'll take what I can get. Like,
but there's got to be a TV show that you enjoy growing up.
I don't know. Like, what do you want? Chips? Like, what am I supposed to say? No, dude.
Versus the A-Team.
It's only 2 chips.
Chips versus the A-Team. It would be perfect.
See, now we're dating ourselves. Okay, MASH. Okay,
no, we are.
Let's right.
We are. BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here. Jambalaya Plays Games all over the internet, but we're talking spicy games, and there's one more that I want to chat with you about, man.
You got?
I've been playing this game like crazy.
My God.
Watergate from Capstone Games. I'm not saying it was the most fun I had at Gen Con, but it was the #1 best game I played at Gen Con.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me tell you something.
There you are, Marshall. Thank you for being a friend, but I'll still whoop you in this game. We're going to try it, Marshall.
I can't conceptualize that a 2-player game could possibly be the game of the year.
I'm telling you.
I just can't get my head around that. And somebody was like, why not? I'm like, you just can't. Like, more people need to be in the experience. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, as much as I love Dice Throne too. So it's like, I don't know why I would say something like that, but this game is fantastic. And it is so intense.
It is.
And it you know what's interesting is that I've lost most of the games I've played. But the cool part about this game is that it came down to a decision. It did come down to a decision. And you can feel it when it happens. You're like, oh, the tides are changing. You know, and that's the thing. It's like you think you're like,
you feel it.
Yeah, you feel it. You're like, oh no, like I shouldn't have burned that card. I shouldn't have burned that informant. Oh my gosh, it's gonna happen. Like if I don't get this, if this card doesn't fall right for me coming out of my hand next time, it's only a matter of time, you know, like
yeah. I told Alex, I call this the sweaty palms and sneaky looks game, man. I mean, you're constantly sweating, you're thinking, oh my God, does he have that card in his hand? I'm dead.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's like when the journal people get all their people back, you know, I mean, you are literally just playing, you know, you're playing these guys. But at the beginning, you know, all of Nixon's people, like they can just crush you and they can stop. Like they can stop all the people that you need to get on the board from getting on the board. So it's like if you don't do that fast enough and get all the targets that you need to get on the board as the press, they can keep them off the board, or they can stop your supply line to get to where you need to go.
So it's question.
Yeah, so it's like I gotta establish this quick, and this game really does give an advantage to the people who know how to play the game because they're gonna pummel you. Like they'll just say, hey, you know what? I'll keep these markers, these influence markers on my side, you know, or you know, like maybe they'll get lucky and flip over one of those. I can't remember what they're called, but like the green, yellow, and blue tokens, like they'll just
evidence.
Like, all right, so what? They can flip over the evidence 1 or 2 times. It's fine, right?
I'll tell you that the white marker. If you let Nixon take the initiative, you are in trouble. Which is just problematic. You can't let the president control the game.
You cannot, and that's the thing. It's just like in real life, like he controlled so much of the narrative that nobody even cared about what everybody else was thinking. Like it didn't even matter. So it was like, by the way, this game actually sent me down a little bit of a wormhole.
Really? Really?
I'm not a historian at all. I think I failed history twice in high school. Let me tell you something. I'm not a big historian at all. All right. So when you listen to me talk about board games that have like any like theme or history or anything like that, I'm just like, all right, so it's set in Europe.
Jambalaya, I'm getting killed. Like I'm the only one that cares about the theme. Everybody else in the game group, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to play a game of Watergate," and I'm going, "That is so fascinating." The plumbers versus Nixon.
Yeah, and like what happened is I got to play this before it kind of was hitting, and when I did, I was amazed. Just it hit me so much that I was like, I want to find out more about this. So I downloaded this one podcast, and if you guys are very interested in a podcast that kind of delves deep into this, and then I think it goes on to Clinton. It's called Slow Burn, and it interviews everybody that was involved with this stuff. I mean, like the people's wives, like everybody, like people who are in the papers, the 2 investigators, because those people they were like rookies and they had just got hired, and then they thought it was a non-story, so they from 2 newspapers, they thought it was a non-story, so they sent these 2 new people because they were like, whatever, this is a dumb story, like there's no coercion or anything like that here, we'll send these 2 people. Well, they ended up investigating all this stuff, they ended up falling in love, they ended up like, so it was like kind of cool. It's just kind of cool, like if you go down that
Slow Burn.
Yeah, it's called Slow Burn.
Hey, can I give you a quick trivia?
Oh, go.
The person who wrote all that stuff in the back of the group, in the back of the rule book about the history of the people and all that, I'm pretty sure that's guest of this show, Philip Millman, the guy that keeps putting up the Baseball Highlights 2045 photos all over Facebook. Yeah, Philip wrote that. I'm pretty sure.
Whoa. Yeah. So yeah, you go. I mean, like
Capstone Games, Watergate, they've got to hit. It's 2 thumbs up from me and you, right, Jambalaya?
Man, no, it's way up, man. It's way up. And by the way, Capstone Games just killing it this year.
Yeah,
just killing.
Ragusa. I'm loving Ragusa.
I just have a whole bunch of Capstone stuff this year. It's absolutely nuts. Like these games are great. They're great.
Well, Jambalaya, you and I could talk. We could talk games all night, you know as well as I do. We could literally do this all night. You got a list of 20 games out there and they're all great, but this is a board game show and we got to play a game.
We got to play the game.
But I've got a surprise for you there, Jeremy.
Oh, come on.
You turned me on to a YouTube channel called Before You Play with Monique and Naveen, and they're our guests tonight.
Oh, hey.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Gumbo Live, Monique and Naveen.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my buddy Jambalaya was talking about you guys on the internet the other day on one of the Facebook. So I went back to the thing, and you guys have some fantastic teaching. Well, this is what I like, Jambalaya. It's games where they not only teach the game, but they teach you how to teach the game. By the way, they've got that Vikings game that you talked about earlier on their channel, if you get a chance.
Well,
Jambalaya started the show talking about board games with a dude, and that was the game that we talked about was Valley of the Vikings.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, very cool.
So Jambalaya, how did you find them?
Okay, so what I usually do, because I'm an admin over on the Board Game Reviewers page, and I try to come up with content each week, so I decided to feature 2 things. A person that's in the content creator that people don't know about, or they do know about, and their unique style and what they bring to the hobby. And I try to find fresh faces, but I also try to find people who just do things that are different or have a different mindset. And then I also try to find a specific content that I can find everywhere, because I pretty much watch content a lot. So
you do.
I happen to find them, and I found out that you guys are with Ant Labs now, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, then I found that out. So I was just watching random.
All right, so Monique and Naveen, we call it the elevator pitch. Give us the elevator pitch. What is Before You Play?
Well, Before You Play is just kind of a space that kind of helps you explore games through teaching. So we've been doing the how to plays and the how to teaches to help people learn the game or teach others to learn the game, because there's a lot of anxiety around that. And then we also do the playthroughs. We've been doing a lot of playthroughs lately. Yeah. So we do like a built-in teach in the playthroughs as well.
Right.
So
you guys did a good job with Ahial. I think I'm saying it right.
Oh, Ahial?
Have you played it?
No, but I watched your playthrough today. Jambalaya, they do a good job with this one. It's sort of like a Tetris meets the board game, right?
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly it.
It's board game Tetris, exactly.
Yeah, I just love the style. I like the angles that the shot at. It's just very pleasant to watch, which is that's the best way I can describe it. It's not just like, oh, that's cool. Oh, they do a good editing trick. It's pleasant to watch.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you.
Well, this is a board game show, and Monique and Naveen, what we do on this show is at the end of the show, we play a board game. And this time, Jambalaya and we've struggled trying to beat the chat crew. But this time, Jambalaya will make it easy for us. We're going to be all working together, and the chat crew is going to be playing against us. How's that?
Okay. That's great.
All right, so
fantastic.
Off screen, I've got Verla, our friend Verla LeBaron, you know, Jeremy from the Gateway Games group. She's the board game ambassador. She's off screen. We just don't have enough screens for tonight. And we also have Steve, the name father. They're all playing with us. And I've got a random, not so random, but a random set of cards from Just One. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys the clue privately on our little group chat. Hopefully you can see it, Jambalaya. Because I know Monique has seen it. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Jeremy, do you see it?
No.
Little Facebook Messenger chat. You should have it somewhere.
Yeah. Hold on a second here. All right. Yeah.
And I'm going to give you guys privately the word. All right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and all 5 of you have to put your word in. All right. And then don't say what those words are, because I'm going to knock out any of the clues that are duplicated. And then we'll go to the chat crew and we'll say, okay, here's your clues, chat crew. Let's see who can guess the word. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions on how to play Just One? Really, I should have had Monique and Naveen do a quick video for us. So we got Verla, we got Steve, name father, we got Jeremy, we got Naveen, and we got Monique. Yep. And here's the crew. Oh, wait, is that? Yeah, Jeremy's there. Okay, good. All right, so here's the first one. Ready? I'm going to type it in. You guys will know what the word is, and then you'll have a couple of seconds to think about it, and then I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and everybody type your words in, okay?
Okay.
I'm not sure how you two are going to do it, Monique and I. I'm sure you're going to figure that out,
we'll
right?
Figure that out.
I'll probably write mine down on paper, and then we'll type it in.
Yeah.
Naveen, there's also a little chat area on the side that you can do that, or you can just, whisper her and put the word in. All right, so let's go with, let's see. The first one we'll do is, all right, we've got it locked in, got the word. Jeremy's got it. Monique and Naveen are thinking about it. Don't forget our board game. When we play games here on the channel, we always want to thank our sponsors, Game Toppers LLC. Upgrade your gaming experience with those Game Toppers from Berkey and Friends. All right, you guys thought of a word?
Yes.
Everybody, Verla, Steve, we got 3 seconds here. 3.
Am I typing it?
2, 1. Type it in. Let's go. All right, what we got here? So this is the one. We're not going to say it out loud. Oh, I like that, Jeremy. Jeremy's got a good one. Let's see who else is. So far, just waiting on Verla's. Looks like everybody's okay. Verla, where's yours? Oh, here we go. So, hey, chat crew, you're in luck. Everybody's fine. So, chat crew, here we go.
That's good. Wow.
Here's your very good. I mean, you guys got a lot of good names here. All right, here we go. Jeremy says his clue is Koopa. Nice, Jambalaya. Naveen says Nintendo. Monique says Luigi. So you guys were thinking the same way there. Steve O'Rourke says Kong, and Verla says Kart. All right, almost gave it away there. All right, chat crew, let's see who can guess it first. So while they're doing that, Monique and Naveen, what's the hot game that you guys have been playing? Anything good out there?
That we've been playing, or that we're excited to play again?
You know what? We love playing Cabo.
Oh.
That's a game that we like to play.
Ooh, it's a game.
5 minutes.
Oh, we should have talked about this. I told you.
Oh my, that's what I was talking about.
What is that?
The silver. It's
it was on our list.
Is that technically a sequel to Cabo, or it's just kind of like a?
Yeah. Okay. So it is a sequel to Cabo, and what it is versus the other one, right? So the other Cabo has 3 cards with abilities on it, right? This one has all of them do. There's 13 of them, and they all have these ones where like either they're when you flip them over. So when you take the card face up, you look at it and you can use the ability and put it in a discard pile. You can have cards with abilities when they're flipped over. So like when you flip cards over, there's abilities for them when they're face up.
That's insane.
Yeah. It is so cool. Like I'm trying to tell you,
cool.
like. So if you even like Cabo like just a little bit or you don't, I think this is the gamer version of it.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Cabo, like this is next level for you. Like I was in heaven when they told me this game is coming. And they
play it constantly.
Yeah, we love playing it.
Yeah, and it's a good 2-player game. Like it's a great game.
Yeah.
We
It's
got
different at
bonus.
each player count. Yeah.
We got bonus game coverage during the just one game, Jambalaya. I'm telling you,
That's
he's the
right.
best. All right, so there was a lot of good clues. It looks like Brad Rock, congratulations. He just sniped it under Marshall Wells. He came up with Mario. And Shane Cargill wanted to know what's the name of your channel. It's Before You Play, right? And it's on YouTube and Instagram. Is that right?
Instagram.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So keep a look at that. And don't forget, Marshall reminds us that they had the silver app
That's
free
right.
for a while.
Oh, well.
Yes.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got it. All right. So that was the first one. Brad was able to get it right before Marshall. Let's go to number 2. All right. So how about this? Monique, give me a number from 1 to 5.
2.
All right. So 2 is 2 it is. And we always add 1 whenever they give us 2. So we're going to use number 3, of course.
Okay.
Totally random.
I love it.
This is totally it's the wheel of randomness. All right. So are you ready for the second word?
Let's do it.
Ready.
This is totally random, right, Steve? All right. So here we go. I've got the word in there. Got their word. They're thinking about it right now. We've got Monique Naveen. We've got Jeremy.
There, I don't know why. Let's see.
We got Verla, the board game ambassador, and Steve over there. They're playing off screen, but they're also trying to give you some clues. All right. So we got enough time. You've got the word. I'm going to count it down. 3, 2, 1. All right. Type in your clues. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, whoops. Here we go.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, Jeremy's locked in. Naveen and Monique both have it locked in. I think those are good. Oh, Verla going with the twist. I like that.
Ooh.
Oh, of course, the name father getting fancy. So here's the clues, chat crew. Are you ready? Steve says, well, you know what? I'm going to start with Jeremy. Jeremy says judge. Monique says legal. Naveen says attorney. Verla says case. And Steve says Esquire. Of course. Nicely done, Steve. All right, so we're waiting on the chat crew to see what it is. Jambalaya, anything else you've been playing that's hot?
So this one is a really great one, especially if you have friends at work. This one is called Team 3. So it is by. Oh, by the way, you're greening me out because you guys have green skin. But what it is it's a workplace. It's a game for communication. Basically, you got one person who can't see. You got one person who can see, and they have to relay the message. And the other person is just looking at the blocks, like looking at that block card and trying to pantomime what they're supposed to be doing.
I've got a solo shot of you right now.
Everybody's like doing a different thing, and they're trying to help each other make this formation happen. So yeah, it's really, really cool. It's silly, and it's got it really works well for group team building. And it's probably a really good thing for classrooms and things like that, because you really have to rely on somebody to help you. You have to rely on everybody to do their part. And it's so silly. I mean, people are knocking over stuff.
Have you played the advanced variants in there?
Yeah, no.
They're really hard.
Yeah, they're really hard because it's like, it goes like the 5, 7, and then 9. It's ridiculous.
They make you turn the block. So you don't know what position. Yeah.
You know what's weird is telling somebody to rotate something versus telling somebody the other side is really hard. Hey, you're on the wrong side of the thing, and it's interesting
that's really hard.
Find out how people process that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the part of it. It's the mind, where at some point you start to sync up as a group, mentally, oh, okay, this is the spot, or I'll just grab a whole bunch of stuff at once, and they'll be put that down, grab this, you just kind of figure it out.
Yeah, Verla wanted to know what the name of the game is. It's Team 3 from Brain Games, right?
Team 3.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of guesses here. Marshall says court, not exactly it. Brad says Phoenix, right? Don't forget, Brad, it's a one word, just one. So I think we're gonna have to call this one. I'm wondering if Naveen and Monique were so close with that attorney legal. So
I was thinking that too. I was like, is that illegal?
Yeah,
might be throwing the chat crew off. The word is. Do you guys remember what the word was?
Lawyer.
Lawyer. Yeah, lawyer.
It is lawyer. It's lawyer. So
It's lawyer.
it was close. It was close, Steve. I think we're going to call that one. All right. So let's go
Sorry,
on
guys.
to, yeah, that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So, all right, let's go to our third clue. So Naveen, give me a number, a random number between 3 and 3.
Let's go with 3.
All right, good. It works out perfectly. Okay, here we go. This is just a random, just picking numbers, picking names randomly out of the just one box. I don't know where I got this one or why I'm interested in it, but this is an actual card from just one. All right, so they've got their word, chat crew. Chat crew, can't believe no one got a lawyer, not one person. That's a tough one. That was up for grabs there. All right, so they are working on it. They're still thinking, I think. They still have their heads down. Let's see. Still thinking. All right, you got their heads up, so I think we're good.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, Dan, how do you like that, huh? I want to make sure the Golden Girls is up on the shelf there. Ooh, I forgot to change the calendar. We'll have to do that on the next one, Verla. I'll get that done. All right, so here we go. They've got their guesses. 3, 2, 1. Type them in. Oh, we've got some good ones. We've got some. Steve, I know how to pronounce it. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, here we go. So waiting on Verla's, but I'm going to start giving out the clues because it looks like she's typing, and there it is. All right, so here's the clues, chat crew. Jeremy says shrimp. Steve says filet. Monique says Louisiana. Naveen says Southern. All right, now which one is that? All right, so Verla says stew. And Jambalaya, you know why I'm picking on him about that. All right, so we got shrimp, filet, Southern Louisiana, and stew. What do we have out there? Yeah, Marshall got it in 2 seconds. I knew Marshall lives 50 miles away from me, so I knew he'd be getting that. And the word is gumbo. Have you guys tried gumbo, Monique and Naveen?
Once.
I don't think I've ever had gumbo.
Maybe once. Yeah.
It is.
Really
it is certainly spicy. Do I need to ask Jambalaya if you've ever had gumbo?
You're kidding me.
Yeah, of course he has. Of course he has. Brad was right there with gumbo. It was close. It was close. We're gonna have to give that one to Marshall. And Marshall, you better have gotten that one first. All right, so here we go. You know, I'm gonna play it square this time. Jeremy, give me a number 1 to 5. Anyone you want.
Ooh.
We're just gonna go with 5 with the wraparound of 1 there.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
so glad you picked 5.
The wraparound.
I'm so glad he did. All right, let's see what it is. All right, Steve. Steve's telling me how to pronounce filet. All right, here we go. Very nice, Steve. All right, so here's the word. And while you put that in, Verla, we got the word locked in, and I'm gonna take my headphones off and I'm gonna change that calendar.
Wait, am I out of the chat or no?
What is this? Oh, it's Great Western Trail. Yeah. Oh, Verla's got one of my favorite games from 2 or 3 years ago. Great Western Trail. Thank you for that, Verla. Nice.
Nice.
Great Western Trail. So she gave me this calendar, Monique, and I haven't looked at all the pictures. Each month we flip the calendar on the show so I can try to guess which game it is. I've gotten all of them but one. Yeah,
that's nice.
Cool.
That's really nice.
All right, so knock it in. We've got it. 3, 2, 1. Post your guesses. Post your guesses. Come on, Jambalaya. You got to commit.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
No cheating. Don't look.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Dan says gumbo is amazing. Yeah, Marshall, look, all you got to do is turn your air conditioner on. That's what I do. Turn it to 68, and then it's gumbo weather. That's what we do. Anytime it's gumbo weather, as long as the air conditioning's on. All right, so we got, let's see. I think we have everybody. Yeah. Uh-oh, we've got a match. I think we do. Verla and Naveen matched. Your clues are out. So chat crew, you only have 3 this time. Let's see if you can get it. So if I have it right, Monique has Charmander. Jeremy has tail. and Steve has Ash, and that's the only 3
Oh,
that
no.
you get. That's it. Only 3. They got to get that. I tried Burla. That was one of my favorite games that year. I really enjoyed Great Western Trail. It kind of left us because we stopped playing it, and the only reason we stopped playing Great Western Trail, it wasn't that the game was fun. It was that we had more fun building the engine than we did actually playing the game. So the games were 2.5 hours because we just kept building and building and building. You really wanted to, you're supposed to score points. That's the
That's interesting.
not just running the thing. All right, so. I'm not sure. Sometimes we got a lag there. It looks like Brad's got it, but boy, it was close between Brad and Marshall. They both had Pokemon, and that is it. So Steve is our final arbiter. The name father decides. If you say it's Brad, Steve, we're going to do that. All right, let's go to our next one. Back to Monique. Give me a number 1 through 5. I'm just going to play it straight.
4.
4.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
This could have some matches here. Let's see what we got here. We got a word. Sounds like you guys have played Just One a lot then, Monique and Naveen?
We played it
a couple times. Yeah, we always enjoy it.
That's a fun one.
At BGG Con last year, me and Jeremy, not this Jeremy, but Jeremy Ninja, Alex Goldsmith, and a bunch of others, Dave, Bradley, a bunch of others. We literally played it for 3 hours. I mean, back to back.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
It's back to back. Yeah, that's pretty good game.
This is our new word.
Good luck.
Oh, I did have it wrong. Oh, yeah, that's right. Ooh, it wasn't Pokemon. It was Pikachu.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering.
Ooh, I messed it up. Too busy talking. Oh, man. That's right. It wasn't. Oh, my bad, Steve. That's my fault, Brad, not you or Marshall. But we're going to give it to you because Pokemon's pretty close. It was supposed to be Pikachu. Pikachu. All right, so we got our guesses in. We're playing our next word. Hopefully I won't mess this one up. It's a live show. You know what we'll do? We'll fix this in post. On post. All right, so we got everybody's in, and I don't see any. Oh, good. Chat crew. You got 5. You got 5 things here. 5 interesting ones. Naveen, I'm going to give it to you, Naveen. I like Naveen's clue. Okay. But Burla's pretty sharp here. Okay, ready. Steve says, all right, chat crew, here we go. Steve says silo. Burla says Agricola. Jeremy's got born. Monique's got cows. And Naveen says McDonald. Interesting. Yeah, Steve says that was awesome. He really liked it. Okay, so Monique, what is your favorite game of all time? If you could play anything right now, what would you play?
Mine? My favorite game?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. For me, it's kind of a match. Well, that's cheating, right? If I give 2. Okay, I go and say Scythe.
Scythe? Okay, good. I like that. Naveen?
Probably Lisboa.
Yeah, for me, it was between Scythe and Lisboa.
Yeah.
We're like huge Vital Lacerda fans over here.
We Jeremy talked about the escape plan before. I don't know if you guys got to see that during the show or not. Is that one you guys have played?
We played that one once.
One time, yeah. It was fun. It was really fun.
It's different. Yeah, different from his other ones.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
So Steve's calling. He says Brad's got it with form. Yeah, Marshall, it wasn't forming. It was form. Old McDonald.
That's right.
Had a farm. Nicely done. I bet
that's
that
buddy
was
Brad. He's part of my game group. So yeah, he's one of my. Yeah.
Oh, is he one of the Milwaukee guys?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Steve's looking for the link to your channel. So is it an @ or do you have the @ or not?
Oh, for on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's youtube.com/beforeyouplay.
Okay. So he usually likes to type it up and post in the chat for you. So he'll try.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
All right, Naveen. Whose turn is it? Naveen's, I think. Naveen, give me a number 1 to 5.
Let's start with number 1.
Ooh.
Off the top.
This could go a bunch of different ways. Let's see what you guys do with this.
That makes it fun.
All right.
This could go a bunch of different ways. All right,
by the way, people in the world, buy Just One. It's fun.
Yeah. It really is.
You know, I forgot to ask Jambalaya.
now. We're not on the show. We're playing Just One. All right.
Jambalaya, I forgot to ask. Have you played Just One?
Yeah.
Okay, just making
any game that has communication, silliness between friends, I have it. Yeah, like yes, of course.
What about Medium? Have you did you get to play Medium at Gen Con or not? I'm assuming yeah.
Yeah. So the thing was, I did not get to play Medium at Gen Con. I actually just received a copy, so I'm ready for that moment when that can happen right away because I'm really excited that everybody's got to play and I have not. So,
so
I'm really excited to try it out.
Watergate was the best game I played, but I will tell you, my game of the con was Medium. I can't tell you how many times we played it. We played it every night at Gen Con.
Every play. Baker.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so you got it.
Sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, John, I totally agree with you.
So bad.
I totally agree with you. Medium A+. I'm telling you.
That's so bad.
It's a phenomenal game. If you haven't played Medium and you like party games, you don't even really have to like party games. I'll tell you though, I'm not so.
No,
I mean,
you don't.
We like the scoring, and I like the actual element of the scoring that they've added to it. It was pretty unique because I was trying to figure out how they would do the scoring, but I don't know that scoring really matters from that game. It's just the experience of playing it with your friends.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a match. Jeremy, we got a match.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Berla and Monique. Berla and Monique, put your little plastic things down. Oh, by the way, does it irritate you when people write their clues on the part where the card goes?
Yeah. No, barely, but yes.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. Okay, so Steve's right. We got a double clue here. All right, we're going to let you know, chat crew, we only got 3 clues. You're going to have to get it from that. And here are your 3 clues. Steve, the name father, says doesn't. Jeremy Jambalaya says chef. And Naveen says Mayfield. Oh, I got it. Oh, I know what you're doing with there. Nicely done, Naveen. Oh, you.
She doesn't even get it.
I don't even get it.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to give you the golf clap, Naveen. Nicely done. I was like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about?
Yeah,
oh, look. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, we were cheering
a
little too loud, Jambalaya. I bet that's Marshall. Tell me whether you got it from which one of those clues. Which one of those clues? I'm curious because that last one, Mayfield, that's nice. Nicely done. Of course, we're talking about Baker Mayfield, quarterback. Nicely done. Didn't have such a great game. Yeah.
It's popping in my head right now. That's why.
Yeah.
Hey, but your Saints did.
It was if my eyes are a little red and I'm a little tired tonight, it's because I stayed up pretty late.
That was a good game. That was a good finish.
Yeah, it was nice. That was nice. All right, so speaking of that, now Jambalaya, you have family down here. Are you the Pack or are you the Saints, man? Who dat? Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Oh no. My family moved. Some of my family moved down there. I don't see them very often, but yeah, I'm not. I don't really watch football anymore, but I've been a lifelong Steelers since forever, man. Okay. Yeah, the lifelong Steelers.
All right, I'm back.
Whatever your favorite teams, whatever both of your favorite teams are combined, they don't have as many championships, so it just really doesn't even matter, like what we're talking about.
Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees.
I think the Steelers have been playoffs like 3 times since I've been born. So.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so Jambalaya, give me a number 1 through 5.
It's going to be 3 this time.
There is no way you're going to have the same one. Although I say that, and maybe you all will be thinking the same way. So let's go with that one. And we're running out of clues here, chat crew. If you're trying to score it, I forgot to announce who got it. I think it was. Oh yeah, it was Marshall. Marshall got it with Baker. Nick, you were in there, but. Brad says Mario. I missed that. Not bricklayer. It's a baker. Baker was the one. Yep. Yeah, you're right. It looks like Brad and Marshall playing Watergate tonight. It's a 2-player game between the 2 of them. Yeah. Marshall says it wasn't Mayfield, Naveen. It was Chef and Dozen. It was either eggs or bacon.
That's fair.
And by the way, chat crew out there, if you want to check out their channel, youtube.com/before you play.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got one of them in. We've got the word. Berla's in. Steve's in. Waiting on Monique and Jeremy. I hear some typing. We're getting closer. Running out of cards here, but Hey, Jambalaya, just one works on the internet, man. Did you think you could play it like this?
It sure does. I messed up. It's double.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't use that one. Jambalaya. You can't use that one.
I look down. I don't know why the heck I just what the word? Oh my gosh, I just typed the word.
Chat crew, I'm gonna tell you after this. Yeah. All right, I gotta tell you. All right, so here's your clues.
I looked away. All
right, we got cytosis, we have jail, we have prison, we have amoeba, and we have
So we have a disqualification.
I think I know what your number one game is, but is it still the Big Mage Knight? Is that still your number one game?
Oh.
Let me tell you something. You can have a favorite game all you want, but there is no game that is even close to as great as Mage Knight is. It is the best. It is every game wrapped into one. If you like every mechanic, there's pretty much every mechanic in this game. Except for action programming. So there's a lot of everything in this game.
It's a solo game, Jambalaya. It's a solo game. How can that be your number one game?
You know what? It's not meant for 1 to 4 players. They need to, actually, I should just get a marker and just kind of squeegee out the other people and just put that one right there. But it's a great game. There's just no close to second place. The second place is far away, and that would be Too Many Bones, which is one of my favorite games ever. It's amazing.
Nice.
I haven't played Too Many Bones, but I did get to play the tower defense one. I'm drawing a blank as to the name.
Cloudspire,
yeah, the new one. Cloudspire?
Yeah,
Steve
Cloudspire.
says
I
Marshall's got it.
What's he got?
All right, so they got it. It's Cell, and guess what Jambalaya's clue was?
Yeah.
The clue was.
Don't you? Hey.
I won't say it. I'll just let you guys in chat land.
You'll have to sell.
All right, Monique, what you got? Give me a number 1 through 5.
1.
Ooh, okay. I like this one. I like it. Yeah, Steve, they definitely won't get it based on Jeremy's clue. That's right. All right, so here we go. All right, we're down our last 3. Chat crew, this is your last chance. This is your chance to get it. Yeah. Sometimes the internet lag is so bad. Marshall's getting it before before the chat crew even sees the clues. That's what nicely done. All right. So we got it in there. We got the word in. Still waiting for some clues to come back. I'm suspecting. I'm going to guess that at least 2 matches are in there. I'm going to guess 2 matches. There's going to be a match.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Yes. I'm pulling against the chat crew here. Yes, Jeremy and Monique, I was right. There was a match. But I'll tell you what.
Hey.
What's he got? Are you about to give a clue? Do not
Nothing. I got a surprise for you. I got a surprise for you.
Okay, good. You want to do it now or after the clue?
I got it. Go ahead.
Okay, good.
No,
so
you got. Let's finish this one right here. Yeah.
Steve's got doubloons. Jeremy and Monique. Naveen's got buried, and Verla's got booty. And Steve says if all we had was Verla's clue, might not be such a family show tonight, but it is a family show. So, all right, Brad, what you got here? Marshall, let's see who can break that tie. We got buried, we got booty, and we've got and doubloons. All right, what you got? What's the surprise, Jambalaya?
Okay, so I just got this in the mail today. A little early copy of an Essen release. It is called Flotilla. Have you heard of this?
Okay.
Heard. Don't know enough about it though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I saw the cover of that.
Okay.
Earlier.
So this was a big one for me early this year. I heard about it, and this is by J.B. Howe. I don't know Mike. I don't know this guy, Michael Mislik. I don't even want to mess his name up. But what it is basically the world is in disaster already. Here, I'll kind of turn it up like this, and it has a flotilla, so it's already like post-apocalyptic. You're already on water. This is the last human civilization. And what you're doing is through this deck and different factions, you're building out your area here. On the sink side, which would be the water side, and you're going out and collecting resources or diving down in the water to get certain resources and build your flotilla. But that's the sink side of your board, okay? What you can do instead of that and do all the trading and stuff like that is flip it over and go to like the air side. So then now you're playing on the air side, which does a whole different thing where you're actually building up your city flotilla up there in the sky and getting resources a different way and scoring points and things a different way. So you actually can play the game 2 different ways and win the game.
Oh, that's
At any point, you can switch.
Okay. Yeah.
But you got to remain there.
Interesting.
This is so interesting. I can't wait to play. I just got it today, and I'm like, I just want to sit around and just figure it out on my own right now. But it's 3 to 5 players, so it's got a weird count to it. But yeah, I mean, I'm serious. Like, go check this out. I mean, really, go check this out. This is like my second most anticipated game next to Black Angel. So
JB Howell, who's got JB has got so many games coming out. A lot of people say they don't know him, but he's Reavers of Midgard, of course, but he's got like 10 games coming out in the next 2 or 3 years. He's a name to watch, Jeremy.
That's very cool.
He is definitely.
All right, so Marshall took that one. The word was treasure. Let's see, who picked that one? That was who gave us that one?
Oh, you did. I did. Yeah.
Okay,
I did.
Naveen.
All right.
What you got?
Let's go with number 4.
Okay. A simple word. Let's see what you guys come up with.
So that's the
hardest.
I'm telling you, I'm sensing another double. I want to see if I'm right, but I think there's going to be a double. No cheating, by the way, out there. No cheating. Yeah, I couldn't do that, Steve. I should have switched it up there. That's right. Yep. Flotilla is one of the ones I knew that I'd heard about it, and that was because of JB Howell. JB was talking about it at Dice Tower Con this summer, and that is one I am going to be looking at. What an intriguing mechanic, playing 2 different ways that way.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I know. It plays. It actually, like this. The thing is that you can essentially have 2 different. You can have people playing the game 2 different ways at the same time. Like it straight up plays different if you are in the air versus the it's just
I gotcha.
Different stuff. Like you're not doing this.
That's really cool.
That's the thing. You're not playing the same game, but you're in the same game.
Well,
and they score victory points differently. The resources mean different things. One's better at gathering resources because they're closer to the water, whereas you up there are better at building and getting different types of influence a different way. So yeah, and you're recruiting different types of cards. There's not a lot of cards. I think there's only like 40 or 50 cards, but you're recruiting them and using them as like sort of a deck builder-ish thing. Yes, just yes. I want all. So.
All right, Jeremy.
It's happening.
Waiting on your clue here. We got the other clues wide open. Oh, Stephen and Berla was so close, but they didn't. What you got there, Jeremy?
Oh, what's that called? Oh, let's just call it.
It is. What you got?
Oh, gosh. I don't do this. Oh,
that'll work. All right, so here we go. Here's our clues. It looks like there are. Oh, I was wrong. There are no doubles. Okay, so Verla's got polish. Steve gave us the finger. Monique's got a hammer. Naveen is sharp, and Jeremy has paint. Okay.
Can you just say what the clues are and not the person anymore? I just get a little.
And Jambalaya has paint.
I feel seen. I feel targeted.
All right, chat crew. I'm not going to rate those on a scale of 1 to 5, but there are definitely better clues. Some of them are better than others. Well, I'm not saying who. I'm saying some are better than others. Wow, Marshall is on it tonight. Wow.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's just blowing it away. Nicely done, Marshall. Wow. He's just sniping your buddy Brad.
In the rear with the gear, Brad. In the rear with the gear, Marine.
Oh, that was a good one. All right. I hold the last card.
Yeah.
Jambalaya, here's your chance. to redeem yourself. Give me a good number.
Here.
Give me a number between 4 and 4.
Oh.
Okay, 4.
All right. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. What a way
that
to
was
end,
easy.
What a way to end the night with an easy clue.
Oh.
An easy clue for you.
Yeah.
Verla's a polished performer. That's right, Steve. No,
All
Brad,
right.
you got to type in as soon as you know it, man. As soon as you got it. You got to do it. Marshall's too quick on the draw. Steve was keeping track for us, I think. Oh, yeah. So, this is important. Wow, Brad could tie it up on this one. All right, so we got well, no, I've got Marshall at 5 and Brad with 3. So yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot no one got the lawyer. Oh, we've got Jeremy, I knew you were gonna put that one. I knew
You knew what I was gonna put. You knew what I was gonna put. Steve, why did you pick mine? Oh,
I think we lost BJ. Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Lost BJ. Wait, is he still
Oh, there you
here?
go.
Really, he's weirdly here or not?
Can you see me?
There he is.
Yeah.
He
All right,
appears.
so I don't know what happened there. The swamp, we call it the swamp gas down here. Swamp gas knocks me out sometimes.
That's all gas.
All right, so here we go. Here's what we got. We got Naveen with imbibe, Monique with drunk, Jeremy and Steven with, and Berla with margarita. Margarita. Yeah, Steve, that's right. Still with the Watergate references. Marshall's got his 5 red influence and Nixon wins. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, Brad. This one's a double. This is Brad's chance.
There we go.
It's worth 2 points if you can get it. You can tie the game right here. Here we go. Let's see what he's got. Try to get that tie, Brad. Oh, the chat crew's not getting it. Are they behind us here? Do y'all see anything yet?
Oh, hold on.
We're
Let
getting
me
some
see if
answers.
Facebook is going. Yeah, Facebook.
Brad, no, it's not tequila. Adam, no, it's not liquor.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if answers.
Do we have anybody with it yet? No, we've got only 2 answers. Tequila and Adam. It's wide open. It's anybody that's game here. Who's gonna take it?
Anybody's game.
Come on, Adam. Somebody else. It's up to you, Marshall. Can you get it? No, it's not shots. Wow, this one was tougher than I thought.
Yeah.
This might be the one. Shane with the 3-pointer. Oh, nicely done. Shane gets 3rd place. So if I've got him right, Marshall's got 5 right, Brad's got 3, and Shane with 2 points to come in 3rd place. Nicely done. And that is just 1.
Yay!
That is just 1.
That's how you play just 1. Hey, so tell me, Monique and Naveen, how can people reach you whenever they're out there and looking for your channel? How can they find you?
Oh, you can go on youtube.com/beforeyouplay. Same thing on Instagram.
On Instagram, same handle.
Same handle. And we're on Twitter if anybody likes to go on Twitter.
Sure. And Jambalaya, where can they not find you? That might be the short one.
Under your table, right? No.
Under my table.
If you want, now the majority of my content is in 2 places. It's going to be in Man vs. Meeple, the YouTube, their site, and then I also have my live solo plays on Sunday. It's solo Sundays with Jambalaya, and I'm trying to tackle football. That's my joke. It's at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I play a solo game live every week. I hope that people enjoy that. Otherwise, YouTube under Jambalaya Plays Games as well. Just won't see as much content in there all the time.
Sure.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, board gamers, that's it for another episode of Gumbo Live. I am curious if any of you guys are going to any cons coming up. I'll be at BGG in Dallas coming up the week of Thanksgiving. What about you, Monique and Naveen? Any cons coming up?
Yeah, next big one is going to be Essen.
We're going to Essen and PAX Unplugged.
Yeah, PAX Unplugged.
Nice. Jeremy, what about you?
Boy. Yeah, it's gonna probably be PAX. I may try BGG Con instead. I may just try something different. I got a family vacation coming up, right around PAX, so I might decide to go to one a little bit earlier, just like a week or two earlier. So that would probably be what, DGG or Dice Tower, I think it is around that time. So,
Yeah.
Trying to decide. It's gonna be one of those winter cons. PAX U is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, everyone says that. Everyone's
it's
talking about that. Yeah.
Our first time, so we're excited. Super excited.
Well, the name father will be there.
Yeah, if you haven't gone to Essen,
I will not be at PAX U. You know that, Steve. I can't make that one. That's tough. It's BGG Con is so close.
Oh my God. It's so close.
BGG Con is 6 hours away. It's such a short drive.
Yeah.
But Berla, the board game ambassador who played with us tonight, she will also be at Essen. So make sure you look for her.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
And she's got some announcements, but I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
She's got some big announcements coming out. So keep a look back when she gets back from Essen. Hey, make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, or our YouTube @BoardGameGumbo. It helps us to get the word out about all of our upcoming guests and shows, including next week, Jambalaya, Houston's own Woody Hutzel is coming in from Hutchu Games. They had that game Plunder Bun that was out on Kickstarter. It's now out in retail.
Yeah.
We've got a copy. We got a review coming, and Woody's going to be on the show next week to talk about it. Have you played Plunder Bun?
I want to play.
All right. We'll get it to you next. And I also want to thank our guests Monique and Naveen, and I want to thank Jambalaya for coming into the show and playing. Game Toppers LLC. Check out their page. They've got the brand new Game Toppers. We have one for a Southern Board Game Fest. We love our Game Topper, and I love the fact that they sponsor our games each week. I am BJ from Board Game Gumbo, and until next time, everybody, laissez le bon temps rouler.
Thank you.
Thank you.